So our last warm-up exercise is called a negative space drawing. And I think this technique is really helpful for figuring out proportion and form. And it's also just a great kind of trick. If you're doing a drawing and something just doesn't seem right about the proportions, about one of the forms, it's not quite locking together quite right, remember this technique and think about toggling your vision to where you see the negative space in the still life, and look at those shapes that the negative space makes and see if that shape matches the shape in your drawing. So basically the idea with this technique is that you only draw the negative space and you just shade in the negative space pure black, and once you've done that, the positive space should emerge with just the raw and touched paper that's left. So remember this one, don't ever try and draw the objects themselves. Just look at the chunks of negative space that are in the still life and see if you can get those down, and if the positive stuff will emerge when you're finished. So let me give this a shot. So, and this works best if you have a still life that has long pieces in it, that has some height, and where it does have a good bit of negative space. This doesn't work for every setup, but I think it's a really great trick to store away, especially for those issues that you run into where something just is off and you cannot figure out what. So I'm trying to work my way around the antlers here. And you can flip your charcoal over onto the side so you can put down some large swatches there. Okay. So there's a quick version, and hopefully kind of in here you can see where the skull, the rock, the bottles are starting to emerge as shapes and forms just based on drawing the negative space.